As Alan Krill remained in the shadow of the magnificent Great Gorge, he saw something more attractive than the breathtaking landscape of stone. To the undeveloped eye, this stone seemed to be some other. It had tumbled from the bluff face close by the gorge's splendid heavenly messenger trail, and the climbers and sightseers who'd passed the stone had apparently barely cared about it. Nonetheless, Alan feared that something wasn't exactly correct. Thus, he snapped an image. Furthermore, it's great that he did, on the grounds that soon enough, specialists would player down his entryway. After a precipice fell in the Great Gorge, specialists made a frightening disclosure in the stone. But before we get started, make sure you subscribe to our channel. It's the easiest way to stay in the loop with our latest content. Let's jump back into the video. As Alan took a gander at the stone, the geologist started to think that he had staggered onto a noteworthy find. He was on the right track to carved onto the stone was something astonishing, a remnant from before the dinosaurs strolled the earth. For somebody in Krill's profession, he had raised a ruckus around town. Presently, Krill's revelation has been recognized as a standout old example. Shockingly better, it focuses a light on the far-off past. However, had the stone encompassing the brilliant heavenly messenger trail not disintegrated, and had a geologist, not coincidentally, had been strolling by, this mystery might well have stayed concealed for a long time into the future. Granted, the Great Ravine has been recounting stories well before Krill was even conceived. Its set of experiences goes back almost 2 billion years to when the world appeared to be extremely unique from how it does today. Gradually, however, the supercontinents moved, and the scene of what is currently Arizona started to arise. Krill's unique stone might have showed up around then as well, in the district that would turn into the terrific gorge compressive powers, and taking off temperatures made transformative and molten rock structure. Later sedimentary layers were set out, each catching a crossroads in the locale's history that can in any case be perused by present-day geologists. It wasn't until towards the finish of the Cretaceous time frame that the gorge truly started to come to fruition. Nonetheless, from approximately quite a while back, the movement of structural plates underneath the district made the Colorado level structured. This high-level region would eventually cover exactly 130,000 square miles. What's more, today, this tremendous region extends across the lines of Arizona, Colorado, Utah, and New Mexico. You might try and have strolled across the incomparable fields yourself. Yet, as the Colorado level rose, seepage in the area changed radically. Liquefying ice and water caught in pieces of the rough mountains started to drain transcendently westwards. Furthermore, after some time, the expanded volumes of fluid turned the stream we realize today is the Colorado waterway into a damaging and strong power. Furthermore, throughout a long period of time, the Colorado waterway seethed across the level, diverting garbage that wore the stone beneath. It likewise slowly started to cut a downwards way through the sedimentary, transformative, and volcanic layers. What's more, when the uncovered banks dissolve, there was a gorge with a quick streaming current at its base. As time elapsed, the strong Colorado waterway kept on cutting its direction through the level. Then, from around a long time back, a progression of ice ages happened. What's more, as the environment became wetter, the waterway's current developed considerably further, empowering it to cut a profound notch in the old stone. Also, this depression eventually became, you got it, the terrific gully. Today, the fantastic gulch is viewed as one of the 7 normal miracles of the world. As per geologists, it arrived at something near its ongoing profundity about 1. A long time back, when the floods and spring melts of the last ice age at long last facilitated, and considerably more as of late, the gully would be where Krill made his exceptional find. Yet the stupendous gulch is a long way from a total peculiarity. The Colorado waterway keeps on disintegrating the level, even today, step by step, eroding a large number of layers of rock. Also, later on, this implies the regular marvel might be considerably more profound and more extensive than it is currently, in spite of the fact that no one can say precisely the amount it could change, given the geographical movement nearby. Today, A portion of these stones shape the most well-known pieces of the stupendous ravine, becoming the dominant focal point and endless traveler depictions consistently. Along the northern edge, for instance, the outcrop known as Isis Sanctuary towers about 7,000 feet above ocean level. Then, at that point, there's a stretch known as the Rock Gorge, which supports the Colorado Stream as it moves through the precipice. In spite of the practically steady progression of guests, however, the fantastic gorge actually holds a lot of mysteries. For example, in 2014, geologists from the College of New Mexico distributed a paper that tested long-held convictions about the development of the gorge. Furthermore, as indicated by the review, one generally acknowledged hypothesis might have been off base from the beginning. In the diary Nature geoscience geologist Carl Karlstrom contended that the well-known milestone was far more youthful than 70 million years of age. Various portions of the ravine have various narratives and various ages he composed, yet they didn't get connected together to shape the fantastic gulch, with the Colorado waterway going through it until 5 to a long time back. Carl Play's discoveries have demonstrated dubious, and not every person concurs with this new evaluation of the Great Gorge. However, worryingly, time to make quick work of things might be running out, and a 2019 meeting with Boston radio broadcast WVUR geologist Wayne Ranney made sense of. The Colorado waterway is continually tearing away at the walls of the gully and eliminating the proof of its earliest history. Fortunately, it's not all awful information. As the stones of the excellent gully keep on dissolving, different mysteries are being uncovered interestingly, and a long period of time insider facts, like the one that Krill figured out how to uncover. Also among these finds are old fossils, relics of the crude animals that walked this scene in the far-off past, back in May 2019. For instance, the Public Park Administration, or NPS, declared that a bunch of fossilized impressions had been found at a remote of the gully. Obviously, these had once had a place with a sort of tetrapod, or four-footed animal that resided in the locale nearly quite a while back. These monsters were so old to that they had really existed before the dinosaurs. Then, in the wake of concentrating on the tracks, scientists understood that they were a kind of checking known as a Tingle Maya Ethereum, regularly credited to a clade of tetrapods named Didactym blunders. They had never been seen in a desert climate previously. Furthermore, as a result, this disclosure shed invigorating new light on the animals that once meandered the stupendous gully. These new fossil tracks found in Amazing Gully Public Park give significant data about the paleoscience of the Didactym. Fales Dr. Heider Francis Sheeny, of Brazilian scientist, made sense of in a 2019 public statement from the NPS. The Didactym earths were not supposed to live in a parched desert climate, since they evidently didn't have the exemplary transformations for being totally free of water. That very year, the NPS likewise declared that it would order its biggest data set of paleontological information ever, a far-reaching index of the fossil history of the fantastic gully. In any case, that eventually caught Krill's consideration as he was climbing. Krill recognized a stone resting close by the path. Then, when he investigated the stone, he understood that its surface was set apart by a progression of peculiar examples, and the wellspring of the rock was obvious. Obviously, it had come from an uncovered segment of precipice, known as the Manna Catcher Development. Part of the layer of rock, known as the Soup I Bunch Them Manna Catcher Development, is a mudstone and limestone bluff that goes through the fantastic gorge. Furthermore, for a long period of time, it has framed piece of the complex geographical mixed drink that makes up the Colorado level. Ultimately, however, a part of the Manna Catcher development had disintegrated, sending the rock being referred to into Krill's way, captivated by the denoting that he had spotted Krill, then snapped a photo and sent it to Roland at College of Nevada scientist. Taking a gander at the picture, the American specialist in this way affirmed what his partner had thought. The examples were fossilized impressions from some time in the past, and after 2 years, the stunning find was reported at the yearly gathering of the general public of vertebrate fossil science. Notwithstanding, it would require 2 or 3 years before the genuine subtleties of krill's noteworthy disclosure were uncovered. On August 1920, Roland and his partners, Zachary Jensen and Marijo Caputo, distributed a paper in the logical diary PLOS1. What's more, in the work the triplet examined fossilized courses from the terrific gully, including the splendid Holy Messenger Trail find. By viewing at past investigations of the Mana Catcher development, as well as geographical guides of the district, the scientists had the option to pinpoint the age of the tracks with amazing accuracy. Furthermore, as it ended up, Krill had been on the right track to pause and investigate the harmless stone that he had found along the edge of the path. Subsequent to concentrating on the impressions, Roland had reasoned that they were around 313 million years of age, tracing all the way back to the Carboniferous time frame, and this made them record breakers. Clearly, they're accepted to be the most established fossilized vertebrate impressions at any point tracked down in the excellent gorge. The incredibly, however, that is not all. In spite of the fact that specialists are uncertain precisely what sort of living being made the impressions, they are sure that it was a reptile of some sort. Furthermore, as Roland made sense of in an August 2020 explanation from the NPS, this makes them truly exceptional. They are among the most established tracks on Earth of shelled egg-laying creatures and the earliest proof of vertebrate creatures strolling in sandhills. He expressed, as per reports, the tracks were framed back when the land we today know as Arizona was a plain found near the equator. Then, at that point, eventually, Roland accepts two ancient animals walk corner to corner across the ground that would proceed to turn out to be essential for the Mana Catcher development, abandoning their impressions. Not every person accepts that two separate animals were answerable for abandoning the memorable tracks. There has been hypothesis, for example, that they might have been made by similar vertebrate intersection the region at various times. However, anything reality. Obviously, the two arrangements of prints reflect ventures led at different rates. They likewise gives the idea that no less than one of the animals move utilizing what is known as a horizontal grouping walk. What's more, in August 2020 meeting with the Arizona Republic, Roland depicted this entryway as being where the left back foot moves, and afterward the left front, and afterward the right back, and the right front, etc. Living types of tetrapods, canines and felines, for instance, regularly utilize a parallel succession door when they walk gradually moving made sense of in the explanation. The brilliant Heavenly Messenger Trail tracks record the utilization of this entryway right off the bat throughout the entire existence of vertebrate creatures. If you want to stay updated with our latest videos, subscribing is the way to go. Just click that red button below and become a part of our channel family.